Hey guys, have you ever met anyone that you talk to and they just go on and on about themselves like the Energizer Bunny and you're like, I get it, you're interesting? Today that's going to be me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, try to sum myself up in a nutshell for you. My name's Jasper Binion. I'm 26 years old. I was born and raised here in Fort Worth, Texas. This is home, it always has been. Growing up, I was the youngest of 3 siblings. I have an older brother and an older sister. Both my brother and I served in the United States Navy. I left for the Navy when I was 17 years old. My parents signed a waiver so that I could go in early. I've been stationed all over the United States, some on the East Coast, in Florida, also on the West Coast in Camp Pendleton in California. I lived in Hawaii for 2.5 years while I was in the Navy. I went skydiving, spearfishing, saw a lot of cool things in Hawaii. While I was in the United States Navy, I was a hospital corpsman, basically a medic. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2009-2010 with 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines. Afghanistan was the best, worst time of my life. After I got back from deployment, I did some training, helping the battalion get ready for the next deployment. Then I was sent to San Diego, where I ended my enlistment. I got out of the Navy, moved back home to Texas, stuck around in Fort Worth for about 2 months, and then moved to Florida. I lived in Florida for almost a year. I wasn't really going anywhere professionally in Florida. I was doing a lot of competition shooting, and I just really wasn't going anywhere, and decided I needed to go ahead and move back home to Fort Worth. I moved back home to Fort Worth, Texas, got a job working in the construction field, testing concrete and soil, doing those such things. And that's when I met my wife and her son. We fell in love, had a great adventure together. A year after we started dating, our daughter surprised us on our 1-year anniversary and was born on the exact day we started dating, a year before. We bought a house here in Burleson, Texas, and I started working in the oil field. Once I started working in the oil field, decided that I was going to have a 20-year career in the oil field, and my wife and I had planned out our life for 20 to 30 years based on me working in the oil field. However, last year in 2015, in September, I was notified that we were going to be laid off, or we could take a transfer to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is the one place I will never live in the United States. So I took the layoff in October and decided that while I enjoyed the paychecks from the oil field, I didn't enjoy the work, and I'm ready to get back to doing what I'm passionate about, which is public service. So I decided to come back to school, get my degree in criminal justice, mainly my associates here at TCC, and then hopefully move on to a police department and let them pay for my bachelor's degree. And then I would eventually want to get my master's in criminal justice with an emphasis on homeland security and counterterrorism. While I want to be a police officer, that's not the only thing I want to be. I eventually either want to get into the DEA or ATF and help with the war on drugs here in the United States and in Mexico. I'd also mainly I want to become a game warden because it's more up my alley of interest, being out in the woods and around the animals, and operating a lot by yourself is more my speed. So I'm hoping that once I get my bachelor's degree in criminal justice and several years of law enforcement experience, I can apply to the Texas Game Wardens Academy and become a game warden. Like I said, growing up, being in the military was always something I knew I was going to do. It was always something I was passionate about, and it was my dream to join the military and go off to war and fight for my country. And at 20 years old, I achieved that dream and was left wondering, what do I do now? And so getting back from that and starting life all over again, I've been kind of playing pickup with where I want to go with my life. My wife's been a big help, and having kids really puts things in perspective. So again, I'm tired of chasing big paychecks. The oil field was not a fun life, but it paid the bills and then some. But it chasing the money isn't everything that life's about, and I'd rather do something that I'm passionate about and that I enjoy than just chase money. And so that's why I'm coming back to school. So like I said, I'm Jasper Binion. I was born here in Fort Worth. This is home to me, always will be, and I'm hoping to become a police officer here and serve the community and get my degree in criminal justice and keep chasing that dream. Thank you.